Now let's go ahead and check the properties for the types. And in this case, you can review those simply by going to the IFC Project Manager, and on the lower left, check not the individual instances, but rather the types themselves, and see the property values we have right here. So we have copy asset, which we need to take care of because that value is not tick, meaning that it's not being linked to anything. So we're going to solve that. And then the economic impact values, service lives, specification, and so on, all of which are related to the ArchiCAD property values. So let's start by checking the asset type value, and then we create a schedule to populate, similar to what we did before, these values out to Excel, populate them, and bring them back. So let's move these away. And let's go to the IFC translator. Check the property mapping. Let's move all the way up on the left to type object and check copy asset. And let's go to the type product one level below. And let's ensure that this value is populated. So let's click on new rule. And that rule is now going to be connected to the property we have under copy2 type, asset type. So now that will be linked back to the asset type copy property. Let's click on OK and OK. And now what is expected is that the value that we populate will be linked to the IFC property. So let's check again. In our asset type should be a link value, as you can see right here. Now let's create a schedule as we did before. And this time we can actually duplicate the previous schedule. So let's go into new schedule with a right click, information management, copy, and then let's call this, since it's going to be a duplication, type properties. Click on OK. Now let's get rid of all these properties we have there. These are not going to be relevant in this case. And now we just bring in all the type properties we have here under copy2 and type, and add them to the list, like so. Now we can go ahead and click on OK. And let's open that schedule. For this list, since we are actually looking at types and construction types or type of products, we will rather have a list that is organized not by the uniclass classification, but rather by the types we have been using. So let's go ahead into the scheme settings. And instead of using the uniclass, or additional to using the uniclass, let's add the building material name, composite, and complex profile. So that'll be the third option here from the top. Once we have added that, let's move it all the way to the top by selecting it and dragging it from the left-hand side. And let's click on OK. And we should be able to see the list now populated in the file. Now, this schedule is much bigger than the previous one. So it contains far more parameters, and those parameters may be coming from other people. So for now, I'll invite you to export these to Excel, populate just a few of them. I will recommend just to briefly include type description and asset type, if anything, and leave the rest as it is, because adding those values at the moment will be just a matter of more repetition or doing more things of the same kind. And all that I really need for you to do here is to understand the process of how would you go about changing those values from within ArchiCAD in a faster way. So either you do a formula on the ArchiCAD properties, or you export these in bulk as we're doing here, so that you can exchange it in Excel and bring it back for a change in bulk. So I'll do that change offline. You just need to repeat the steps. Export by going File, Interoperability, and then Export. Change it in Excel, bring it back with the Import Property Values option. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the next video.